So, anyone in the chat is here, and I am going to make this maximum. Okay, so right, 4:40, we're getting started. I know everyone missed me because I am Hope. Why wouldn't you miss me? Of course, you would miss me. And I'm also streaming. Bear with me just a moment. Monday feels, let's see, did I, as everyone's coming in, I usually have all of my stuff sorted out. And today is no different. You just smile and go for it anyway. Um, I was trying to turn on my light, but I am here. It's Monday motivation. It's Monday. And it's also just a time to meet and gather and listen and be inspired and have some tea and a beautiful teacup. You know, I love my beautiful teacups. And I love being outside, so I am in the sun. I have to say, I don't know if anyone else has encountered this, but you know when you get these rushes of energy, like, okay, I can do this, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do this. And it's this whole flowing spirit of accomplishing. And I titled this Monday Motivation Learn to Say No. Really, what I wanted to name this was if you can't tell your parents no, you can't tell anyone no. And I had this conversation because I jokingly say I don't listen to anyone. And I don't listen to anyone because I trust myself. And because I trust myself, I don't seek outside validation, outside help, outside resources. I know that I can come up with what I need. But that also goes as far as to say, I don't listen to people because why? Most are operating from their lack of not being able to do it. And secondly, if you cannot tell your parents no, you really can't tell anyone no. And that's in the sense that this isn't arguing with your parents. This is thank you for liking the live. This is being able to say mom or dad or guardian or granny, whoever you grew up with, that choice I am not taking. Thank you. And I'm going to do this or I'm going to do it my way. And I say that because most of y'all don't know how to tell your parents no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Omo Iya Iku, for liking the live. And how important that is because once you can tell your parents no efficiently, diplomatically, not in an argument, not in the fact that they don't know what they're talking about, not in the fact that I don't like them. No, I'm saying once you can tell your parents no, this is what I'm going to do. No, I don't want to take that profession. It does not interest me. I do not like it. I'm going in this direction. No, I don't want to live there. I'm going to live here. No, that direction I'm not going because I want to go there. You can then tell anyone no. But if you can't tell your parents no, you can't tell anyone no. You definitely can't tell a work colleague no. You definitely can't tell management or someone you work with No. You won't be able to tell someone in a relationship no, simply because you can't tell your parents no. And then I always say, and I don't listen to my parents. Now, there's a caveat to that. It's not that I don't listen to my parents, I do. They give valuable information. But my parents gave me these three things. They gave me the information to make a decision. Let me say that again. They taught me how to make a decision. In addition, they taught me systems to make a decision. So I'm never in a space where I think I can't make a decision. How do you make a decision? What do I need? No. My parents taught me the system to make a decision, how to make a decision, and be confident in my decision. In addition, resilience. So, whatever decision you make, you will be resilient. You will bounce back. If someone tells you no, you're able to still proceed or go a different way. But if you do not know how to make a decision and be confident with it and learn to go with what comes with that, you will forever be held back. Because the simple thought of, I can't make a decision, I'm not confident in making decisions. So I do need my parents' input, or I do need a friend's input, or I do need to scour the internet for hours for input. I do need these things to be able to make a decision. I don't need any of that. Let me go a step further. I actually don't need anything. I need me, because I am everything I need. Now, that saying comes with a lot of weight, because often when that is heard, it's thought of as this person is selfish, this person doesn't want people, they throw people away. No, what I'm saying is, I trust my decisions, I trust how I move in life, and I trust that I can be okay. So before you, I was okay. With you, I'm okay. After you, I'm okay. When I make the decision, I already have a system and I trust myself. So I don't have to wait too long to make a decision. This is the decision I'm making and I go forward. I don't doubt my decision. I don't say that I shouldn't have made that decision. I should make a different decision. People won't like me for this decision. No, I make a decision, I go with it, and I move forward. Because in reality, everything in life is a choice, it's a decision. So if you already have a hard time making and trusting your own decisions, that is hard just moving around in life. Not only is it going to be hard and difficult, it is going to be excruciating, because, again, everything in life is just a decision. But when you have a system within yourself where you trust your decision, you make your decision, you go forward, and you're resilient and adaptable to mold to whatever happens after that decision. When I say I'm adaptable, I'm adaptable to anything. I am adaptable for everything that happens in life. There's nothing that can break me. There's nothing that can stop me. There's nothing that can belittle me. There's nothing that can make me feel small, ever, ever. Because for me, everything is leading me back to me. Here's the woo woo polyamorous way of saying it. Everything. That breakup is leading me to love myself and choose myself. That rejection is just persistence that shows that I continuously have the strength to go towards anything I need. That betrayal isn't a betrayal, it's just the realization that you can also be who you need and not rely on others. What I'm saying is, everything is working for me. And I don't blame others. Blaming others never brings you anything beneficial, because it takes you away from your power of saying, oh, how did I grow? What was my role? How did I improve? What what does this mean about who I was formerly? It's always about me. And I had this conversation with a good friend of mine about, she was saying it was always me. Now, let me plug my TED Talk. All my links are in the bio where you can watch my TED Talk. But in my TED Talk, I say it is you. It's always you. It's always you. Whatever you want, it's really just a battle with yourself. And that battle with yourself will seem like I'm battling with my parents. I'm battling with opposition. I'm battling with the people that don't like me. No, it's actually you. It is you. And taking that radical stance of acceptance of, oh, this is my battle. I'm only going up against myself. I'm only going up against my former programs. I'm only going up against my own imposter syndrome. I'm only going up against my own self. Um, what is that word when you like set yourself up to fail? Hi, R&M Craft Decor. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Thank you. Self sabotage. I'm only holding myself back. It's actually nothing outside of me. Thank you for continuing to like and share the live. How powerful that is to even accept the only one I'm battling with in every moment is me, in every moment. And why this is important, hold on. I have this like Western motif. These are my favorite Wrangler cutoffs, high waisted cutoffs. And actually, this shirt is like bandana type of pattern that I love, but it's in brown. I got it at this garage sale. Very happy about this outfit. Very, very. I tie it. I love to tie and have my mid drift out and be as fashionable as possible because why not? Why not? I'm here to stunt. I'm here to live. I'm here to make it look good. So make it look good. And I say that because as I was talking to my friend, I was saying, I love people. Thank you, Terrence, for the heart me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Terrence, you're really on it. Let's go. You're really on it. I usually will, I get the notifications every time you go on Twitch. I did jump into your live earlier today. What's up, Aunt? But you are on it. Congratulations to you. You are like a real streamer. Your only competition is you. Am I a tall girly? I believe I am. I think five. I'm the short of the tall girls. Like with heels. With heels, I'm 6 foot. With heels, I'm 6 foot. But I'm the short of the tall girlies. Like really 5'10" is the short of the tall girlies. I'm just there at 5'8", 5'8 and a half. I'm there. But so I'm not, no, I'm tall. I'm typically, and I stand tall. Let's talk about that. Because of my confidence, I stand tall. I am tall in stature. I am tall in confidence. The way I carry myself, I'm like a giant. My shoulders are back. My spine is straight. My eyes are looking directly at you. I don't look around. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Uh, or as Jay says, I'm not looking at you, dudes. I'm looking past you. So yeah, I'm tall-ish, but I carry myself as someone with presence. You have to. And I jokingly say, I'm not robbed. Like I know people who get robbed. And I remember someone saying, yeah, that person looks robbable. I'm not someone that anyone would look at and say, I can rob them or get over on them. I don't think so. I walk with power. I walk with direction. I know where I'm going. I look, I'm looking around. I'm expressive. This isn't just on live. I'm really expressive. I use my hands and I have long arms and long piano playing fingers. That's what my mom and teachers would always say, and my dad. Um, I'm expressive. You will see me. I stand out. There's never a time I don't. And I always look great. I say this because it's true. I always look great. I don't do that casual look. I always look like I'm presentable. So what was I talking about? You got to be able to tell your parents no. If you can't tell them no, you can't tell anyone no. But in addition to that, I jokingly always say, I didn't listen to my parents. And I didn't listen to my parents because I'm smart and I trust myself. These yogi teas, I have a funny story about this. Hold on. Without gratitude, there is no prosperity. That's beautiful. Without gratitude, there is no prosperity. I like that. What do you think about that? Without gratitude, there is no prosperity. So, as I was speaking with a friend of mine this morning, and I was saying, yeah, I don't listen to anyone. I've done it all. I've done it all. And I ran into a friend of mine, or they ran into me. They actually saw me. I didn't see them because I'm usually in my own world. And I was sharing with them, yeah, I've done it all. And when I say I've done it all, it's I started flying as a flight attendant at 22. I left the house. I was living all over the world, going where I wanted to go, going around the world when I wanted to go, with whoever I wanted to go with. When individuals say, I want to move to a big city, I had checked that off. Oh, I want to live abroad, I had checked that off a couple of times. I want to have my own brand new place. I've checked that off. I want to live on an island. I've checked that off. Like all of these things, I've checked off. Hi, Blackbird Tarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for jumping into the live. And I do, one of your readings was pivotal and like speaking to me. I think it was last week or the week before. And a lot of times when I speak, a friend of mine was like, Hope you're channeling. I am. And it's a channeling of just a message. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the roses. Maybe it's because you had said, I think you're a speaker. Did you leave me? I probably did. I will leave you in the dust. If you're asking me, did I leave you? I probably did. I have no problem leaving you or anyone. I will leave you in a moment. I have no qualms about that. If you're a man, I do not think twice about leaving a dude. A man, goodbye. If it's for my benefit, yeah, yeah, I left. I've been gone. Change the number. Brand new address. Out of here. Did you leave me? If you got to ask, I already left, baby. No problem. I cleaned up the room. I put on my makeup. I got dressed. I left you. I left you. Okay. It was no hard feelings. It's what I had to do, but I left. And the beauty of that. Now, I had this conversation with a friend of mine because um, I was saying a lot of people don't want to leave because of the benefit. And my first job in the early 2000s was working in the cosmetics department in Macy's, which is where all the hot girls were. All the most beautiful girls from the town or the city worked in cosmetics. They worked at MAC, they worked at all of the makeup counters. In the early 2000s, that was like the thing. That was like the it thing. And I worked at the Benefit Laura Mercier counter as soon as you walked into Macy's. And what was great was I did love makeup and skincare, and I wanted to learn. No, I am not the one to help. I am here to help with a message. So, what you're listening to is the help. But if you're looking for financial assistance, This is not the place. The assistance is in what you're hearing, which is actually priceless. So, worked in cosmetics, free cosmetics. What we received was gratis. So every 6 months, you got $500 worth of product. You just went, you picked, they gave it to you. Then you could swap out a new sample and take that. And whenever products were introduced, you would give, you would get a free product. And so I knew all the girls at the Estee Lauder counter, the Clinique counter, the Origins counter, and they would all give free stuff to each other. So I would give free benefit makeup to Shiseido. Shiseido would give me free skincare. You got all this stuff. And I loved it until I was like, okay, is this what I want to do? Because there always becomes a point where you have to ask yourself, am I taking this to the next level? Am I dedicating 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 2 years to improve what I am in this company? Or am I trying something else? And at the time, I was 19 or 20. It was what I loved. I loved the skill, but I didn't think I wanted to take makeup artistry all the way up. So I left. And then the makeup company actually came to me and hired me. But I shared that because when I wanted to leave Macy's working at the cosmetics counter, there were so many people that said, but Hope, you won't get free makeup anymore. You won't get free skincare. Well, I know y'all. So you guys are going to give me free makeup and I make money to buy it. So I am not going to let the benefit of not receiving free makeup hold me back from something else. And that a lot of times holds people back. Well, the benefit, I don't want to leave because of the benefits. Now, this served me, especially when I was a flight attendant, because again, I had already done everything I wanted. 15 years is quite a career. 5 bases, living all over the world, 70 countries, doing everything, marathons and races and half marathons all over the world. You think about it, I've done it. And most of the places you're thinking of, I've overdone. I've gone to more places that people don't even know. But it was not a thought of, I don't want to leave here because I don't want to give up my benefits. Does that make sense? Too often, something like a benefit, it's like a relationship. If I break up with him or her, I do not have that person to rely on. I do not have that safe space. Yeah, but you're not actually in the best predicament. You're not actually receiving what you want. You're not actually happy. You can't actually sleep in the bed next to this person. That is a sign. When I physically couldn't sleep, like I'm up, my body is telling me something. Because now I'm tired because I actually can't sleep by you. I'm picking up all the wrong you doing. Or just that it's ran its course. And you will just have to do what's best, which is separate, not think of, oh, the benefits, oh, the good times. Those good times, the benefits are always here. They're always here. You're not leaving them. There's lessons. But to ascend, to be more, you must step away. You must step away from what you weren't once were. Now, also, I retired. I always said I would retire at 35. I retired a year later or 2 years later. And because of that, I got all of my retirement benefits. So there's also that. I didn't have to do away with all of my flight benefits. There's also that. When that time came for me to take the retirement package, it was like, Hope, you wanted to leave anyway from flying. So, what you can do, because this is during COVID, I had already moved to Maui, I was living in my dream home, living my dream. You can keep the job because it is flexible enough for you to keep it. And once all this calms down, you can fly once a month or twice a month and still speak. But if you keep it, you can't just quit. because you will not have that safety net of keeping all of your benefits after COVID. This is that one special time. So you will have to make a decision. Now, I started this talk with my parents gave me three things. They gave me the knowledge to make a decision. They taught me skills of a system to make a decision, and I'm confident making a decision. So make the decision. I know how to make a decision. I trust myself. That's also a skill, because if you don't trust the decisions you make, thank you for the follow, you won't want to make the decision. Everything in life is a decision. Do I get up? Do I get on the computer? Do I go live? How much money am I making? Am I paying this bill? Everything is a decision. But until you're confident making your decisions, you're held back from ever making a decision. So when that time came, it was like, I'm ready to go. Bye to flying. Everyone else's limitation was their response to me. I would never fly. What else are you going to do? What about your flying benefits? Aren't you going to miss it? I've never missed anything enough to stop me from living. Thank you, Spice Beige 22, for the heart me. I had told my mom, there is not a man ever that I've said, I can't live without him. Now I can live without you. I can live pretty well too. There's no one I've ever met that I say I can't live without me. That's it. What's up? What's up from Chicago? I have so many stories about Chicago because I went to training there. My airline was based out of there. So I spent a lot of time in Chicago. And even as a child, Chicago was one of my father's favorite cities. So yeah, there's no one that I can live without everyone. I just can't live without me. It's me. I will live on without you. I will go on without you. I will continue to be successful without you. You were a small part of the story, which may be memorable and helpful, but I will continue to live on without you happily, without a problem. And understand you will do that with everyone. There is no one that you cannot live without. You may think you can't, but my mom would say, if you don't think you can live without someone, keep living. Just keep living. You can live without them. What you can't live without is yourself. What you can't live without is your ability to make decisions. What you can't live without is trusting yourself. What you can't live without is loving yourself. What you can't live without is growing into new aspects of yourself. But someone else, bye, I will leave you. I have no problem doing that. And I learned that especially with flying. There's places that I've flown to and I love, but you got to leave. To explore somewhere else, I have to leave here. That's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's not something that I harp on or cry about. It has to happen. Thank you. Yeah. Well, we usually get up to minimum 10,000. But when I jokingly say, yeah, I can leave you with ease, I can. I can. I can leave anything, because for me to leave something is to open a space for something more or better. And the beauty of that is a lot of things that you want means you have to break up with other things. Most of the time, this is just thought of in the relationship aspect. I'm not talking about that, but in that, I'll leave you too. Never a time have I said, I don't. Let's reverse that. There were times that I learned that I am delaying something for fear of harm of someone else's feelings. But in reality, that's only hurting me. For me to say, I don't want to hurt them, that's only hurting me. And that's not honest. That's not truthful. That's not helpful for me or the other person. But what I was also sharing with my friend was I've had so many losses. And when I say losses, I mean losses of life. In front of me, several over a set amount of years. And what that taught me is the fragility of life, but this is my life. I'm not going to waste it doing anything I don't want to do. I have also never worked a job that I hated or worked a job just for money. Not going to do that. That will get you to the most uncomfortable space. Makeup artistry, I loved it. Then moving up and being a traveling makeup artist and being somewhat kind of corporate, but I get to make my own hours. I get to travel. I'm commission based. It's higher on the pay scale than flying. Then I sold clothing online, vintage clothing. I did styling with vintage clothing. I was in fashion. I've done all the things I love. Ain't no way I'm going to do anything I don't love. That's your problem. You've gotten so comfortable doing stuff you don't love because you should, or your parents said you should, or you're getting paid. Listen, the best thing to do is get paid for what you love to do because it will feel like a job at times, but because you enjoy it, it doesn't have that same feeling, right? And I see this with people. Oh, I just got to take a break from the job. To do what? To go on vacation to come back to the job that you hate? That's crazy. How about you shift into something that is beneficial for you or learn the system that you're doing so you like it or do something different? Because this is a different time. No one spends 40 years in the same profession. They don't. That's why, hi, Writer 4949. That's why when I share about my 15 years, that's a solid number. That's a solid number for one career. Nice to see you in the chat. But when you start getting accustomed to doing shit that you hate, it bleeds into every part of your life. I'll stay with this person because there's of some benefit, but you don't like them. You don't feel good. You actually feel stifled. You know they don't like you. You know that they are hiding from you or not being truthful to you. You know that the time has passed. Same with the job. Same with maybe you not doing things that fulfill your soul, working out, drinking water, maybe a spiritual practice, maybe letting go of a spiritual or a religious practice, just shifting into who you are now. We're constantly changing. And there's a beautiful element, but there's really the element of because of change, you will constantly be shifting. You're going to always be shifting because you're always changing. Change is growth. Growth is beautiful. Growth is only seen by you. Sip on my tea. If this is resonating, just put the bullhorn or the microphone in the chat, just so I know it's resonating because on I'm on Restream with two other platforms as well as TikTok. So I'm streaming on all my platforms. Hope is speaking. Isn't this great? Terrence, I use Restream. So on TikTok Live, I always like to just use the TikTok Live app that is within my phone. But on my computer, I use Restream to restream on Twitch as well as YouTube Live. Same name. So, letting go of who you once were. And I was saying, like, whoa, I am in a totally different timeline. And I'm in a different timeline because I have done a lot. I'm in the less of doing and more of a consultant. I am in that wisdom space where people come to me to be a sounding board, often just to listen, not always to ask for information, but to listen without judgment, because I've done a lot. And also, changing is beautiful. When I talk about loss and loss of life, those things changed me. And I had a conversation with a friend because I went silent on people for like a year when someone close to me passed away from substances. And anytime someone ghosts you, sometimes the thought is they did this on purpose, they're mean. I just didn't have the capacity within my voice to say I am not well and I don't know how to share this. I don't know how to construct the sorrow or the loss. So I just stopped talking to everyone for like a year. And either I came back around or people came back around. And there was a time I was embarrassed to say, like, yeah, I was just going through a lesson, and a lesson in sorrow and a lesson in grief. So I just didn't share it. I just was quiet. I just didn't talk to anyone. And it prepared me. It prepared me for like the loss of my father. I had an animal that was attacked and it passed away. I was like, what is going on? Because even the passing of an animal is so hard. And that was like a shock because the cat was there and then it got attacked and the legs were hanging on by a thread. It was like horrible. Um, and then the people on the plane, I had a few instances where I shared passengers passed away in my arms where I was like, what does this mean? What does this mean? I went into an existential crisis, which was beautiful because it showed me that's how quickly life goes. Most everyone on this live expects their life to be long. It is, but it's not. You just don't know when it's ending. And that's why I take every chance to do exactly what I want. If something's not working, if a relationship, if I get a nudge like, yeah, this ain't right, this doesn't feel good, this doesn't feel like how it's supposed to feel, I no longer go back and forth and try to rationalize with myself, like maybe it can work, maybe, nah, that feeling is there for a reason. Just cut it. Cut it. My former version would say, let me see how this will pan out. Let me see if it will change. I will change. The person will change. The conversation may change. It maybe, but most of the time, once you start having that feeling, it's done so. And being able to take that and say, yeah, I'm going to walk because there's something better for me. Thank you, Alex, for the follow. Hi, Michael. Michael on the bike. What's up? Have you been cycling around the island? Um, and to move like that, I cut quickly. I cut quickly. And I share that because I don't have much time to give to some nonsense. But once I see, oh, oof, sorry about that. Yikes, Texas. Ugh. But that is okay as long as you can still cycle. I'm doing fabulous. To be able to cut out what doesn't work also means people's ideals. How people live their life, their beliefs, who they voted for is what's great for them. It has nothing to do with me. And I shared this with a friend that I love people. I do. I don't like people. I love people. I don't like people. Yeah, there's a cutoff to being hot. And also, being a flight attendant, I came in contact with passengers, all sorts of situations where nothing phases me, but I don't care. So much attention and your piece is put upon someone, why they voted for this and they should do this, and they people do what's best for them. It has nothing to do with me. I don't care. You are going to pass away. No one cares about that. What are you doing to fulfill what you want in life? A lot of times now, I don't come on the app for as much anymore. I don't care to scroll the app because I come, I post, I repost, I respond to comments, I go live. But outside of that, I don't really need to observe the app. There's less that occupies my time because I know what's important. I also know what I want, and I know how to direct my time and energy. And my energy is my life. As soon as I direct my energy to something that's unable of fulfilling me, I'm actually wasting my life force. And when I met with this friend, he was like, "Oh, Hope, so, I don't think anyone can radiate next to you. I don't think anyone holds the energy that you need, like in a relationship or a partner. But I want to ask, are you in that space?" And it was like, "Yeah, I won't say, I'm never going to say that because there are people that can. But what I shared was that's not my focus. And to be completely honest, a relationship in my life is never my focus. I'm my focus. You will never hear me say I'm looking for a husband, a man. Listen, they're around, okay? Hope there's always people in orbit. But what will be attractive will come with ease, and it'll work, and it'll form into what it needs to form into. I'm not going backwards and forwards and trying to figure things out. But my focus is always on myself and what I'm building and what I'm attaining. Outside of that, my no. Focus is integral, but focus is expensive. My focus, my energy, my determination is expensive. And it's expensive because my vision builds incredible things. Your vision, your focus, your discipline builds incredible things. That is expensive. I'm paid to speak. I'm not just speaking for free. A lot of y'all don't have nothing to speak about. So I'm not up here just, how are you? How's the weather? How's your mama? How's your sister? How's the other sister? How's the other sister? How's the other sister? I don't care to have those conversations. It's boring. It's like I'm checking out. I will just tell you, I don't we need substance, and you have to grab me with something, or I'm just going to walk away cuz this is dumb. Don't want to do it. I'm not going to gossip or talk about things negative. I'm not really talking about other people. I'm usually talking about something beautiful or a system or what we've learned or how we've grown. Outside of that, get away. Get away from me. And that's the same as how I started this talk. I know how to say no. But until you know how to say no, you just say yes to everything. Most things don't deserve a yes, at least from me. They don't deserve a yes. Even more so with where I am in life. I'm open to the beauty of life, but I'm only open to the beauty of life that adds to me. If you're asking me to go out to have a drink, I'm not going. That doesn't add to my life. If you're inviting me to an event that is not engaging, uplifting to me in some way, I'm not going unless I'm being paid to speak or be there. I don't really care to do that. And in a former life, I was all over the place. But I'm sharing this because this is the knowing of oneself. And the knowing of oneself is to be able to designate this is for me, this isn't for me. This is a definite yes. If it's not a definite yes, it's an ultimate no. period. To move on from things, to learn how to grieve things, because to detach is to grieve. Sometimes the grieving is an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, but grieving is actually necessary. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of doing. They actually don't want to grieve. And they don't want to grieve because grieving is hard. If you're an athlete and you've been playing a sport for years and now you did it in college, you're no longer going pro, or you had an injury, but your entire life from the age of 8 to 19 was this athletic event, you have to grieve that. If it is a job, me grieving who I was as a flight attendant, I had really become exactly, yeah, you kind of shift it, Terrence, but there was definitely a space of grieving. And as an athlete, I don't, what's up, the God particle? As an athlete, I don't think you ever step out of your athletic role. Like, I'm always an athlete. I'm always going to be better than you, and you. I'm always going to run faster than you. I'm always going to have more stamina than you. I'm always going to have more endurance. That's just the athlete in me. And I'm always going to be active in some way. Terrence, I've been doing 2-a-days. Like, I think I hit you and I said, oh, I'm going for a jog. Like, the mornings, I usually do a power walk and I really like swing my arms and twist my torso, or I'll jog. And then in the evenings, I'll do a rollerblade. I'm all into my 2-a-days. I don't know where all of this came from, but it's also, I have a lot of energy. Yeah, but my rollerbladings are like, I usually do anywhere from 5 to 8 miles because it's rollerblading. It's like biking. And I look incredible. The other thing is, let's add that. The feeling that you get, I don't drink. I probably, my movement is a part of my uh, thing that I do, my feel good thing. It regulates my sleep because I shared on my other channel from being a flight attendant 15 years and being based in London and staying up one night to fly through the night for years, going back and forth. My sleep has been permanently disrupted. It will take me at least another 10 to 15 years to experience what regular sleep is. And I don't know if I will know that because I'm not even going to speak that. But being athletic, it's just a part of you. It's a part of me. And I share that because it could be having a drink. It could be taking a substance, but for me it is that clearing of the mind, moving your body, having that release, gaining that clarity, coming back tired, allowing myself to rest and have a clear mind to restart the day and do whatever I need to do. And when I do speak and when I do talk and whenever I present or I am somewhere, the, you can tell the person that pours into themselves daily, athletically. Your body looks different, you stand different, your physique is different, and you people will say, "Golly, look at that. That looks great." I know it does. Putting the work in, you have it. But until you put the work in, you don't know how good it feels to really exercise your body. And I'm not having high blood pressure. Like, I am living to a healthy, flexible 115. So I'm still in my adolescence. So with my friend, when I was telling her I don't listen to my parents, because at times she would say, my parents, and I'm like, yo, I'm the wrong person to talk to because number one, I don't listen to my parents. I never have. I'm really smart though. I've always been in the high percentile with testing. I was always in the GATE program, AP. I am one of those. But because of that, I can figure things out. And most people aren't very smart. But I share that because if you come to me to just share how your parents don't understand, they're not supposed to. That is your lesson to learn. They're not supposed to understand. They are their own person. They're doing and saying things that they believe will help you. In reality, it has helped them. Um, my parents would instruct but not enforce. Even though I had a religious upbringing, my parents never said, this is, you have to abide by these religious rules or else. They were like, yo, this is what we taught you. Um, if you find other tools, use those tools. And that's so important because as soon as you know that, you just go forward in life. But I don't have to argue with my parents. I'm not going to, let's start here. I'm not arguing with anyone. But first on the totem pole, I'm definitely not arguing with my parents. I'd rather say okay and go and do what I want to do. That's like the better option. Just like with people, you can tell me whatever you want. I'm going to walk away in peace and do what I want to do. Why am I going to sit up here and argue with you and tell you what I should do and what you shouldn't do? And what? No, I'm going to say, oh, okay, and do what I want to do. Same thing with a dude. I will tell you whatever you want to hear and then go on to the next guy and tell him whatever he wants to hear. No, I won't. I've changed my ways. I've changed. I've grown. I mean what I say. But I do tell these gentlemen, like, listen, enjoy your time with me. Don't worry about what anyone does, okay? If you got me here with you, you somewhere great, baby, okay? My presence is a present. Don't worry what you doing when you leave. Don't listen. You're the best. You are currently in the best place in the world right now. You next to me. Don't worry about what happens afterwards. Oh man. Oh, so this is very funny. And when I work out, I've always said, dress up when you work out. I will always be the hottest girl in the gym. I do not try to go and cover up. I don't want people to see me. No, I'm a showboat. I'm a Sagittarius with 5 Sag placements. I know my body is sculpted. If I'm in that Zumba class or that high intensity training class or whatever, I'm right in the front row and I'm going toe to toe with the instructor. Okay. I'm going toe to toe with the instructor. I need to let you know that there's someone that not only can keep up with you, I'll wear you out. Okay. And I say that because my sister had invited me to her workout class. Now, I don't like gyms. I like gyms when I have my trainer. But otherwise, I'd be outside. I'm in the pool, I'm in the ocean, I'm trail running, I'm hiking barefoot, I'm rollerblading, I'm jogging. I don't want to be in a whack ass gym with people who are like, oh, and like throwing the weights. You don't spray down the equipment. Like, it's not my environment. It's gross. But if I go, I'm going to be the best dressed, and you will know. You will know. So my sister took me to this class where you go to this station and then you lift and then you do 10 squats and then you jump through these tires. And I'm like, I'm not with that. These butts and guts where all you try to do is do a bunch of squats and then you can't walk for 4 days. That's whack. It's really uncomfortable. It's not the best way of working out. I can do it, but I'm going to put all of you to shame because it's a competition. Um, And I went with my sister, and she said, "No, you got to do it this way." Hey, you don't ever tell me anything about working out. When I say I don't listen, specifically for that and traveling. My mom will say that my sisters always say, Hope thinks she knows everything about traveling. I don't know everything, but I know more than you, for sure. So let me just clarify this. I don't know everything, but I definitely know more than you. So there's nothing that you can actually help me with as far as training, being on a plane, speaking a language, currency, any of that, ever. But while we were at the gym and this stupid butts and guts class and we're lifting, um, you can see when someone is really uncomfortable, like with showing up. It can be with the baggy shirt. It can be, I don't want to be in the front of the class and I try to stay behind, and the difference that makes. Again, I am not that person because I am all in the front. But I shared that because there's a pride when you work out or you run or you put love into your body. It's not that, no, I do like to show it off. I am very comfortable with myself and my body. But I also think that that encourages people. Like I see myself as a beacon to encourage someone like, yo, I want to be like that. I want to hit those squats. I want to walk in the gym with that outfit like boom. I am there to actually bring that motivation, especially to the gym, because you need that. Who else is going to do that? It's like seeing that girl on the beach in a beautiful bikini and just beautifully sculpted body, or a guy. But usually people are looking at the girls on the beach. I want to be her. I don't want to be the one like I'm wearing this shirt and this cover up. This is for show, baby. Everybody needs to see this beauty on the beach. And even as I laugh, this is really how I go through life. I am not joking. I laugh at life, I laugh at myself, but my life is like my romantic comedy, sci fi, thriller, independent film where I trust myself, I trust my guidance, because as I said, I've done it. I've done it. And you should be at a different space in every age in life. Like I am really at beginning, what is it? Someone said, Hope, you are uh what's up, faithful true? You are like the elder. Yeah, cool. I should be. I've done it. Ask me about it. If I haven't done it, first of all, I probably have. I probably have. But if I haven't, I know someone who has, and that can be with anything, with dating, with who you are, with trying things spiritually, financially, relationships, traveling, moving. I am the person to ask because I will up and move. And even preparing for my move now, it's just like, it's not as hard as moving to me is never hard. But sometimes it's not up to your timing. Because everywhere that I lived and I shared when I moved to DC, of course I loved it. 'Cause first I moved in Alexandria and I was living near Old Town, and then I moved into the district in Thomas Circle, and I was 22 when I moved to DC, and I liked it, but I knew it wasn't it. Of course, the district is transient, and you have Maryland, and you have Virginia, and you have all of this, and you have athletics and academia and sports and politics, and just this great movement of people. And flying out of DC was great because you have a lot of diplomats from all over the world. So you meet all of these people, you meet celebrities, you meet political people, you just meet the locals living there, you meet everyone. But I knew this ain't it. It's great, but I want more. Um, every place is its own place. So whenever someone says, well, there's no place like New York, there's no place like any place. Every place, no, David, I'm calling you in. You, what do you mean you can give me more, David? What's up, Justin? Um, please let me know what you mean by you can give me more. So, DC is DC. It's beautiful. It always has a place in my heart. It is the first, technically, Alexandria was, but then DC was that first city I lived by myself in and I was based out of. And I had to learn and find my way and went out to the clubs and the restaurants and mambo sauce and all this. Thank you. Thank you, David. But I knew there was more. And I share that no place is like anywhere because people will say, no place is like New York. There's no city like Miami. There's no place like any place. Every place is different, and it should be. DC is great for DC. Georgetown is great for Georgetown. But if you want more, then go see more. And I always shared there's these levels, especially in life. Like, okay, I want to move to a big city. Okay, you move from your little city to a big city. Now, you either settle here and build yourself here, or you go on to the next city or internationally. So for me, DC was the first place. It was cool, but this ain't it. Am I going to New York? Heck no. Am I going to Chicago? No. Am I going to Miami? No. Am I going to LA? Ugh. Ugh. Am I going to San Fran? No. Like, it's either DC, New York, or international. I have always said I don't like New York. New York is great for what it's great for. I like New York for short periods of time, and I have also lived in New York, but I would never want to be in New York full time. And I also won't be full time anywhere because I really just see myself with my homes in different places in the world. That's all I've known since I was 22 is traveling and living my life in different places in the world at different times. So it's normal. I don't want to be anywhere for 365 days. So with DC, it's great, but there's more. And it ain't New York, so it's international. And I share that because you always have a choice. Either stay where you are and improve and master whatever you are or whatever you're into, whether that's settling down, buying a home, increasing your business, increasing your net worth, increasing your people skills, your soft skills, your people network, or you have a network that's always there. Because if you know one person, that's all you need. One person can open the door to everyone you need. Or you say it's time for more. And I very quickly said, yeah, it's time for more. So, David, are you still in the room? So I just went internationally. But it's always that question of checking in, that check in of, is this what I'm going to continue with? Or is there something more for me? David, you can't. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine because anyone who wants to give you more, they just give it to you. They don't talk about it. Talk is very cheap. Talk is empty. Talk is empty. And furthermore, David, um, be mindful of whatever you leave on my page because there is a comment that you left that I just deleted, but you can't talk to me any type of way. I know you see me through the phone and I am gorgeous, I'm witty, I'm charming, I'm all of that. Speak multiple languages, I'm well traveled, all of that. And still you have to approach me in a certain way. You can't just say anything to me. As I said, I'm like damn near 20 years your senior. So be aware of that. There's a way that you have to care for me. And in that care is how you speak to me or type anything to me. Don't leave no crazy shit on my page. I'm the ultimate. Treat me as such. And even that, being able to say that in a respectful, kind way. Listen, ain't no hope. Let me get it. And Terrence likes when I speak like this, but I truly feel like this. And you can replace hope with your name. Ain't no hope. If you don't have hope, you know that hope is in the world, but ain't nobody me. I know that. I am incredible. I am incredible. I know I'm an incredible human being. And because of that, I know the effect I have on people. You should know the effect you have on people. Thank you, Dabney, for sharing the live. And thank you for liking the live. You should know some of y'all have a horrible effect on people. The moment you leave people, the chatter that follows you is not to be desired. Um, People talk about me a lot. I actually don't care what they say, but I know what they say is something lasting. And if it's in a romantic sense, ain't no other hope. Like you can't, you, yikes, yikes, ain't no hope. But to feel that way about yourself, that comes from integrity. That comes from being honest with myself and others. Do not take that lightly. I don't take that lightly. Most people can't be honest with themselves because if they're honest with themselves, that means they have to be vulnerable and possibly show parts of themselves that they're afraid of. I'm not. If you catch my attention, you get to see me. That's if you catch my attention. But ain't no hope. I'm amazing. Looking good, smelling good, hydrated, clear head, not ruminating over thoughts. I'm really just happy, upbeat energy. And I remember when I was out on this dinner date, this person was like, I don't know if it's the joint that I had, but I'm like really like this energy or I'm really high. I was like, it could be, but it's also me. Like it's me. I will tell you this for sure. It is me. I will make you stumble over your words, but it's my authenticity. Your authenticity is magnetic. I'm also not begging for anyone's attention because I give every attention to myself. Thank you, Carolyn. But that comes to pouring into yourself. And I always say, I don't listen to my parents. I've just done what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel. I moved. I lived in DC. Then I went to London. Then I went to Paris. Then I went back to London. Then I went to New York. Then I went to Jersey. Then I went to Hawaii. And in between all of these things, I'm finding apartments. I'm finding homes. I'm moving in. This is by myself. I'm finding furniture. I'm decorating with things that I found from all over the world. I'm making friends all over the world. I'm learning languages. I'm learning foods. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about my work rules. I'm learning how I can better serve the flight attendant population. I'm learning about my union and how unions work and how beneficial unions are. I'm learning about trade. I'm learning about selling clothing. I'm learning about finance. I would read the Financial Times every time I got on a flight and there was a Financial Times. We used to give out newspapers, and anytime internationally, I would read the Financial Times, the New York Times, and the I think it's the Examiner, not the Examiner. It's a London paper. I've always been into finance. My father was in finance. stocks, bonds, all of these things, and uh, VC, all of these things. So, yes, I am beautiful, but I can talk about everything. A lot of you can't because your talking points are whatever you saw on this app or whatever someone is complaining about with the president or how a price of eggs has gone up. If you start talking about the price of eggs, I will just get up and walk away and leave, and you'll never see me again. Really. What are we talking about? Like, let's talk about how you can make marshmallows from marshmallow root or something. Can we talk about something more? Give me more to talk about. No, Beach Tim 44. Why would you ask me to button my shirt? I love an unbuttoned shirt. It actually gives off a relaxed casual vibe. Um it shows off the detail of the shirt, which is like a bandana pattern that I found at this garage sale. It's like silk or rayon or something. I usually tie it up, but I am fashionable and amazing. So you button up your shirt with my high waisted. This is like my cowboy Carter outfit. My high waisted, Terrence, my high waisted cut off Wrangler shorts, which are phenomenal. I look amazing. And then this a friend of mine commissioned and made this necklace with the sapphire and diamonds for me. So no, I look amazing. I glow. My skin is just beautiful. And no, you see that? And Terrence is still laughing. I love when anyone comes in here and says that. A troll is just like people in real life. I don't care. I don't care. That's engagement. But be reminded whenever someone like that encounters you in life, that is for you to brush aside. I'm too calm, cool, and collected. If I stand up and turn around, you will pass out. Like it's looking great over here. Didn't I tell you 2 days? Walking like 3 miles in the morning, then rollerblading, that's all abs and legs and gluteus maximus. Are you doing that? No. And then you hear this voice. Gosh, I impress myself. I'm sitting next to the pool. I love a great swim. It's great for your arms and your joints and all of this. But y'all aren't out here doing that. You saying, girl, I'm going to the lips, the hips, bust, and butt workout. I don't care. Just go do it and let me see that fly body. Quit telling me about it and show it because there's a difference. There is a big difference. I also take a lot of signs from the universe. So I was walking somewhere and I looked down and I saw this new car scent. What would the car be? Let me finish my throat coat tea. In a beautiful mug. Um, so with my friend, we just had this meeting of the minds because she was like, "Hey, you want to come with me to Jamba Juice?" I was like, "Sure." I don't want a Jamba Juice, but yeah, I'll come with you. And I'm I just drink a lot of water and I'll eat fruit. I'm also meticulous with that. Like smoothies are great, but I'd rather just eat the fruit because then I also receive the fiber and all of this. This is work. And there's a lot of great things. A lot of people that are looking forward to seeing me. So you got to pour into yourself. And pouring into yourself is, yes, saying no to what's not for you. It's also bigging yourself up. When I say I am the greatest, I mean it. The first thing I say when I wake up is, I love you, Hope. Like, I love you. I'm so grateful for this day. I love you, Hope. Let's drink some water. Let's journal. Today's going to be a great day. When you wake up like that, it's really difficult to go into a day of like, oh, this day is terrible. Like most of y'all do. Nah, I wake up with a smile. I look at myself and say, look at you. Look at you. Like, yes. Oh yes, it's great. Look at you. Look at those abs. Look at what you have thrived and survived and grown through. Because that's what it comes from. The growth. The growth of leaving things behind. And again, you never leave them behind. They're always a part of you. But this is real growth. Ain't nothing can get me off my game because nothing is supposed to get you off your game. If you allow someone to come and say something and then you're upset for the rest of the day, that's on you. That is on you. Nothing can shake me because I can thrive through anything. I can recover. I can bounce back. I am strong like bull. I am built like a Rolls Royce. I heard Larsa Pippen say that. I'm built like a Rolls Royce. I am. I am. That's craftsmanship. But I say that just simply because nothing ruffles my feathers. Nothing. What is going to get me upset? Someone saying, I don't like you. Your edges aren't laid. You don't believe in what I believe in. None of so I like what I do. I like who I am. I'm often with myself. Um, and then when I go speak, because I've been speaking locally, I have to take time just to like rest and recover and be away from people. But that is because I know how to fulfill myself. And when I come on, I love coming on to live. I do. I do. I have two pages. I'm on both pages. I'm a dreamer. Um, and it takes sometimes going through hardship to appreciate where you are now. But ultimately, that's like the cheat code to be able to just appreciate where you are, not appreciate of I'm productive. I have to call this person back. I will call, they will get a return call in due time. By the end of the week, I will follow up. That could be today, that could be Wednesday. But even releasing that sense of urgency. Everything, this is what I'll make a list. This is what I will complete this week. Whatever doesn't get completed today will roll over to the next day. But leaving myself 5 days instead of, I have to have this done today. If it doesn't get done, it will get done tomorrow. If it doesn't get done tomorrow, it will get done the day after. But leaving that space to accomplish, because it will accomplish. And they are, just a minute. This is a broadcast, okay? So they're plugged in to where I plug in my headphones by dad's chair. Okay? Yes. All right. So back to hush. And ask Sam if she saved me the other half of that avocado sandwich. Hold on. Oh, great. Even better. Okay. 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 Look at that. And I got a lovely sandwich to get to after I hop off of here. So, yeah, close the door. As I said, I'm outside. I would give you a whole view, but the back is my studio. I love being outside. I love being outside. I do. I love being outside. Ideally, I don't ever want to be inside. I love being by the water. At the time, I'm by the pool. I have a lot of plants next to me, um, and a shade because the sun is like right on me. And my mom has a lot of beautiful plants. Um, so, what was I saying? Big yourself up, do things you love. For me, it's going outside. As I shared, a friend of mine, we had a tete a la tete, which means like a head to head, like a sharing of ideas at, yeah, it is tete a la tete because tete, Tete in French means head. So head to head. There's a French lesson for you. Oui, je parle français et parle bien. And while we were there, and I was talking a lot and drinking a lot of water, and that's when I recognized, especially this is to you, Terrence. I see because I don't feel age. I just feel really healthy and energetic. I don't feel age, but I am in a space where I can be that person to listen to or advise, especially after 40. You are really in that starting elder, like going into eldership, especially me. And I love it because it is a space of like listening. Exactly. And that wisdom. What's up? What's up? What's up, Royal Cassava? That wisdom is so beautiful. I don't even care about that because they don't call me any of those things. Like whatever anyone calls me is fine. I don't get affected by it. I am auntie because I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, but the YNs are trying to get at me. And these kids, like when I'm out with my nieces, and my youngest niece is like 20. So they range. Thank you for the heart me. They range from like, no, my youngest niece is 15. She'll be 16. Then there's a 20-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 25-year-old. Like my nephews are like 24, 23. They're all between 15 and 26, 27. So if I go out with the 20-year-olds, them dudes, my nieces will be like, you can't go after these dudes. I'm like, yo, let me tell you right now. You are over, if they are over the age of 18, everybody is free range. Okay. Just because I'm auntie does not mean that I won't take a young man on the team. Okay. I'm here to educate and mold them into the men that they deserve to be. But let's get this straight, honey. Do not think that they off limits because they ain't. We all love a young, spry young man. But I digress. I say that because no one calls me auntie except for my nieces and nephews, and they have a name for me, or they just call me Hope. But no one younger than me would call me auntie. They would say, I wish you were my sister. And I would say, well, I have four of them. I'm good off of sisters. Trust me. Refer to me as Hope. That's good enough. But yeah, with the young man thing, listen, the young men they all love me. Let's be honest. They do all love me. The daddy, the son, the grandbaby, they all love me. They all love me. I love them. Okay. I'm all for it. I'm just personable. They just love me. What can I say? But as long as you are over 18, listen, you can have a conversation. Some of them try to step up. I ain't averse to it. I'm not averse. Actually, I've had a few times where, okay, so I don't really speak like this, but I do. It's Hope is speaking. I've had a few guys lie about their age because they did not know my age, or they did find out my age and they're like, Hope, I had to lie about my age. I had to put some years on my age because if I would have told you my real age, you wouldn't have continued to talk to me. And they were successful in their own right, or they looked a bit older. But thank you, Andre Smith, for the rose. So I didn't find out till later, but I have had that. I have had the young men put some years on their age because they're like, Hope, if I would have told you my real age, you would have not have looked at me in a romantic sense or even continued to have a conversation with me, which I don't know if they're right or wrong, but whatever you got to do. Listen, a win is a win. A win is a win, especially in pursuit of a beautiful woman. A win is a win. I just did not know how many years he had put on it until I saw his passport. And I was like, what's up, B. Cedric? Like, you are legal, but like, you just turned like, whoa, whole nother story. But he was uh, he was a professional drummer with large artists, and me being a flight attendant, you coincide with these people. A lot of people who travel often like this, or creatives or entrepreneurs that travel and are in these cities. So he definitely embellished on his age by like 6 or 7 years. A win is a win. That's what I always say. Um, so yeah, to Terrence, no one calls me auntie, and most of the time they don't believe my age or they won't ask. It's only upon listening to me where they're like, wait a minute, how did you do that for 15 years? How old are you? Um, and I love wisdom. I love age. I love age. I've always loved the wisdom that's acquired by living, by doing things, by trying things, by learning a lesson. Some people will call it a failure, through trial, through grit, through persistence, through stamina, through sweat. That's where wisdom comes in. Do not get age mixed up with wisdom because there's a bunch of non wisdom having old folks. Okay? Let me say that again. There's a lot of non wisdom having old folks. I ain't old. I'm me and I have a lot of wisdom. Some of y'all is old. You talk old, you look old, you need a walker. You're old. Your health stats are old. You got high blood pressure, you got hypertension, you put salt on everything, you're just old. And to keep yourself fresh is to like release the past. That oldness also comes when you're just like, they shouldn't have did this to me. All these people are bad. If they wouldn't listen, it's all a lesson for me. No one has hurt me to the point where I haven't become better. In fact, whatever you do that you think may hurt me, um, only makes me better. And it's like in the four agreements. Is it the four agreements? Don't take anything personal. I don't take anything personal. Nothing. If someone says, I don't like fill in the blank, so that doesn't apply to me. I don't like girls that wear pink lipstick. Okay, that doesn't apply to me. Doesn't apply to me. People love me, but even if it does, so what? I take nothing personally. This also comes from working on the plane. This also comes from a lot of tried and true effort where I've had so much happen. Where did I buy my microphone? I have a bunch of equipment. So this was my second microphone. I think I have three. This is Audio Technica. So it is their condenser microphone. This is great. This is anywhere from, I don't know, 70 to $100, but it is a really quality microphone. If you go to my Amazon storefront, it's in microphone and like recording. I have it on my Amazon storefront. So you can go to my link in bio and my Amazon storefront. So this was my second mic. When I lived in Hawaii, I started buying a lot of recording equipment. And I share this because I always knew as a speaker, I do travel and speak, but I love speaking online and being wherever I am and speaking and recording and making YouTubes and meditations. So I started investing in quality um, equipment. So the first microphone I bought was like a cheapy $20 condenser microphone, which was exactly what it was, a $20 condenser microphone that I ended up giving to my niece in New York. She wanted to use it for recording. So this was the second one I bought. Again, it's Audio Technica. It's the AT2020 microphone. It is a great starting microphone. It's not hundreds of dollars. You can spend really anywhere between 70 to $100. It is an exceptional microphone for recording, for podcasts, for live, for gaming. It's just all around exceptional basic microphone. And then I also have what's the other one that everyone has? It's a great microphone. It is the, Terrence, do you know the microphone I'm speaking of? It's another condenser, starts with an S microphone. It'll come to me. Do you see how I do that? I won't say I forgot, I don't remember. It's coming to me. The name will come to me. Sure. There we go. See? Your brain is a no, it's a Shure. Shure, the Shure microphone. I don't the model will come to me, but that is an exceptional recording condenser microphone if you want to record music, if you want to live any of that. um, I invested in that. I went to Guitar Center and someone had brought it back, so it was brand new and it was open box and it was like half off, because that can go from anywhere from like $200 to $300, and I have that whole setup. And then I have another microphone. I also have a Focusrite. And for the Shure microphone, the Shure SMB, that's, you can Google it, the Shure SMB microphone. Um, I have a cloud lifter because you have to run it through a cloud lifter and then through your Focusrite. My headphones are also on my Amazon storefront. They're One Audio. Um, Again, they're on my Amazon storefront. They're recording microphone headphones. So I actually got my mom a pair where you can have them wired or Bluetooth. These were purely for when I was recording. So I would record music a lot with these and my meditations and affirmations, but they are studio recording quality. I think they have like 30,000, 60,000 positive reviews on Amazon. And then they go up in whatever you need. So all of this is, if you go into my Amazon storefront, click my link in bio. It's like microphones and recording. I have all of that from my Focusrite to all of this. But I shared that because I purposely invested into all of my recording equipment. I have a lot of equipment. I have a lot of lighting, professional lighting, box lighting, studio lighting, um, various microphones, the lavalier microphone, headphones, um, the Focusrite, which is like your, what is that called? What does the Focusrite do? It's like the audio setup, because if you want to operate at a certain level, you have to have a certain amount of professional equipment. And I meant that. I have a great amount of recording equipment, and that could even be the programs that you record on. If it is Final Cut Pro, or if it is Fruity Loops or anything like this, invest in you by investing in the best. And I like this microphone because I like to hold it. I was using my Shure microphone, and I do like my Shure microphone quite a bit. I just have gotten used to this, and I use my Shure microphone for other recordings. But all of that is in my Amazon storefront, and it's because I invest in myself. I believe in myself. I don't believe in you. I believe in me. I also don't like cheap. I say this all the time. I don't like cheap. So a $10, $20, $30 microphone may be good for the beginning, but ultimately you'll have to move up. And remember, hope don't like cheap. Eesh, I don't even like to say the word cheap. Um, so it's about that time. This has been a wonderful live. Thank you to all of the likes, the follows, the saves. Thank you. I keep seeing you, Justin, coming in. What do you mean, not even, Justin? What do you mean? Um, there's that brought back so many memories. I may come back on tonight. I have to go rollerblade, and my sister has this sandwich for me because it's a wonderful Monday, and I just have all of this wonderful energy. Thank you for the ice creams, Justin. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I do think of like, I didn't mean to set that barbecue pit on fire, Justin. You know, I am quite a personality, and I'm going to share this and then go. I journal every morning, and I journal throughout the day whenever I have a thought, or if I'm on the plane, I journal a lot, but I do journal. I am in the sense that when you burn a piece of paper, it goes off into the ethers. So I was burning all of these journals to have everything I wrote go up into the ethers. And so I put them on this barbecue pit. This is in Maui, not with lighter fluid or anything, but I just set them on fire. But then this is how my mind works, because I just will leave. You probably shouldn't leave an open fire like that. I hopped on my bike and biked to my friend's house because they were like, let's have some tea and talk. And I left. Terrence, the whole thing caught on fire. Like almost the tree that I had these journals burning under almost caught on fire. They had to come with a hose and put it out. And I was like, I totally forgot about that because I just hopped on my bike and left. I set like 7 journals, spiral notebooks on fire on a barbecue pit under a tree in a dry area, and just got on my bike and left. And it really ignited. And Justin had to come out with the water hose. And I came back and he was like, that really caught on fire. I was like, I didn't even remember that I lit that on fire. Thank you for helping me. You always have help, you see? So that is the lesson. If you're going to set something on fire, watch it burn. Don't get on your bike and bike away for 4 hours. It was a lesson learned. So this is my time for today. This has been really great. I'm going to close this up so I can eat and go on my rollerblade. And as I said, all of my links are in my bio. So Hope is Speaking, which I'm streaming live on. Hope is Speaking YouTube. Hope is Speaking Twitch. I stream on that through Restream, but you can go and subscribe to me, Hope is Speaking, on YouTube as well as Twitch. Follow me here, TikTok, Hope is Speaking. My link in the bio has all of those links, as well as my Amazon storefront, as well as my other New York Times feature, which was amazing. 2 New York Times features in the course of 6 months. Um, which I told my friend about. He was like, "Well, what are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I've been speaking and I did my TED talk." And then I wasn't in a functional freeze, but when my dad died, I was still showing up. But like, I don't know how I was showing up. And I spoke in my high school. I've been speaking around town. I spoke at events around the country. Um, I was contacted by the New York Times, and then there was another Times article where I helped contribute to something meaningful. The New York Times travel section, which is like getting a Grammy to me because I do know travel. And to have that stamp of approval from New York Times travel section was like a really big thing. But I celebrate with me. So if you want to read it, it is in the link in bio. It is a Google Doc, so you don't have to be a part of New York Times to read it, as well as my TED Talk is there, my Hope is Speaking merch, which more is coming in. I got it. You know what? Terrence, if I send you a Hope is Speaking hat, will you wear it? Can we do like an exchange? Because that's what it's about. Because you have cool merch, and maybe I'll just buy a hat and we can do like a hat exchange. Because that's a way of like support and engaging and spreading the word. Yeah, but it just says Hope is Speaking, and it's very cool. And also, where do you design? What programs do you use, Terrence? Let me ask you. And if you could you could you tell me how you design your logos? Like what programs you use? Oh, you use Illustrator. Okay. Okay. Because I was actually using like some of the tools within Canva just because Canva is Canva, but I wasn't using the fonts because they didn't have the fonts I wanted. So I went into one of their AI tools and actually went and designed this font because I couldn't find the font I wanted. I was really proud of myself for designing my own font. But it's helpful because you have your logos and insignias for your brand D17. So you actually just use Photoshop and Illustrator. Is there anything else that you use while I have you on here before I hop off? Because I have a lot of sayings that I like will put on a shirt with a logo. Okay, just those two. So I've been using those two, but I will just contact you directly or hop into your live and ask you because that's helpful. And you have the expertise. You're the big sportswear brands. You are the designer. You are the equivalent of what Pharrell is to Louis Vuitton menswear. I'll give you that. So that is it. I may come on later. I may not. I'm feeling like I want to. I'm ambitious. With pleasure, with pleasure. And you're always on it. Because I saw you came on like, I need to email all of these people. It was like two Nike card people as well as other people. That's cool. Because I understand that and that grind and that push and that pursuit and that persistence of just the follow up and people knowing you because you're constantly following up and they know you, they know what you do, but how important that is. And it is very important. That's just the basis of a legacy, of creating a name. Oh, cool. Yeah. And that's a lot of people. You meet a lot of these people. I could there will be a dating book that I will write because every city offered something different. But that is great, Terrence. I think that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for constantly saying what you are doing because it shows others when you're in a founder or a builder position, that's what you do. It's kind of all of the follow up and like little tasks. So, congrats to you. what I share at the end of my life is these three things. Be the reflection of love with pleasure, Terrence. Be the reflection of love because we all come from an infinite space of love. Show up. Show up with your shirt unbuttoned. I love this print. It is a bandana and it's brown. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And I always tie it. So oh my gosh, it's just the best shirt. It is. The outfit is amazing. I may stand up and show you the outfit. Actually, I'll do that as I get off. So show up for your run, like Terrence says, show up for your follow up. Just show up because if you don't show up, nothing happens. And look fucking hot. I know I'm using some bad words, but I got to get it out there because I'm crushing it. If I walk in the place, all heads are turning. Who is that? I want to know that. Oh, that's hope. That is hope. That's hope. That's always the conversation. Who is that? And if they know, oh, that's hope. Yeah, that's hope. Yeah, who is that? Be that person. So the inspiration is like Western. Hold on, because these are short shorts. Okay, the 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 inspiration is Western because these are like truly very short, but they are Wrangler, which is like true Western wear. And so there's a thought process. If you're going to wear short shorts, wear them. Have the sculpting, show off the legs. I had some, this is the last story. So my computer's about to conk out. I was rollerblading or what? They have. Listen, Terrence, that's what I say. Let me stand up. That's what I say. Because I'm out here blessing folks. You don't even know. You don't even, I know. I know. I know completely. So I was walking and I walk like this. I'm so happy when I'm out walking. And I started talking to someone in the neighborhood, and this girl got out of her car, and I had on my red Ferrari hat, which I love, love a red Ferrari. And the woman was like, look at you with that red Ferrari hat. And I said, listen, I love to see a beautiful woman and a convertible red Ferrari. She was like, that's a lot of power. I said, I know. I am that powerful. She was like, oh, what is your name? Hope. Hope with the beautiful hot legs and the hot booty. I want to be like you because I started walking off. It was crazy. But yeah, it's looking real good over here. Keep letting it or making it look good. And I may or may not see you later, but you are here. You are here. So I've been doing this. Like when you go pee, you should do like 5 squats just to keep up for the day. Make it look good. All right. That's it. Love you all. Yes. Woohoo. Cowboy. Bye, everyone.